Well, such is the standard in the women's lightweight double sculls that the defending champions, Daniela Reimer and Marie-Louise Draeger, have failed to make it through to the final. One can only expect something special from their representatives in this final.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the performance of this women's double scull from China. I think they're such an exciting double, and the way that Zhu Zhongjiang, the woman in the bow seat, actually attacks this race is incredible. You can almost put her with any partner and they're going to win, and already they've got a lead on the field, and we've said how competitive this event is, how tough it is for these women to get into the Olympics. Only 2 seats for lightweight women in the Olympic Games, so that just shows you what it takes to get to a final in this event.
Yeah, and Yan in the stroke seat, just 19. Zhu Zhongjiang, a little bit more experienced at 23, and already making their presence felt. And a strong start also from the Greeks on the far side. And worth keeping an eye on the 20-year-old stroke there, Alexander Siervo, who comes here as the under-23 world lightweight single sculls champion, and highly thought of.
Yeah, and it's just another sign of what's happening to Greek rowing after the Olympics there in Athens, and with fantastic facilities there to train with, that Greek rowing has somehow been energised, particularly in lightweights, and to have this this woman come out from the under-23s and now in the lightweight doubles final is a fantastic achievement.
But it is the bow of the Chinese which is already prevailing. On the near side, Canada, Mara Jones from Aurora, and her partner Tracy Cameron. Now, they were gold medalists a year ago in Gifu in the Canadian lightweight quad that beat the Chinese.
Yeah, and it just shows you how far the Chinese has come on, because there is definitely a sharp rise in standard, I think, for the Chinese. They've gone away for a year and they've really worked at their technique, they've worked at their fitness, and they've absolutely significantly improved.
Yeah, they didn't go to Lucerne, but they did set a new world best time, these two, in Poznan of 6:49.77. So that's the marker, whereas the Canadians, they won in Lucerne, and the Finns were in second place. The Poles, Mokranowska and partner, that's Magdalena Chemnitz, both from Poznan, like the Germans, failing to get into this final.
Yeah, and I think one reason that everyone's going to be pleased, particularly the Australians, Amber Halliday, coming back from her break after Athens, and she's well in contention. You can't see her just in this shot, but she's just behind the Chinese. There she is, Amber Halliday in the stroke seat of the Australian double, setting a nice, good rhythm, just edging just through the Canadians, and what, about half a length behind the Chinese. You've got to say that's a very good performance from her so far.
Yeah, so she's a very experienced and a multi-medal winner, Amber Halliday, but at the moment it's the Chinese by the best part of half a length, probably 3/4 of a length over the Canadians on the near side, Australia on the far side. So these two have to keep an eye to their left and to their right.
Yeah, but you know, there's nothing special, there's nothing spectacular about Chinese rowing. I mean, they just do simple things and do it really well. They haven't done any big pushes, any big bursts. They've just stayed in their rhythm, and they've kept an eye on the other crews, and they're just edging through.
Coming through the half distance, and once again they're the quickest crew, 1:43.77 for that particular quarter there for the Chinese. 3:25 the halfway time.
Yeah, 3:25. I think that's outside that world record pace where they won the race in Poznan and set the world's best time of 6:49. So conditions perhaps not quite so conducive. Maybe the water's a little rougher here than it was in Poznan. But again, you know, great battle for silver medal.
Jane Hall and Helen Casey, you can just see the bow of the British lightweight double just on the left of your screen. Difficult in lane 6, as it is in lane 1.
Yeah, those two women have been a revelation. Fantastic attempt to get into the final. Their semi-final performance was tremendous, and quite frankly, I mean, I thought they'd be at the back of this field, and I'm surprised to see them up there challenging for a medal place, in 4th at the moment. But I think that would be a great credit for these two women, and particularly for Jane Hall, who's been around the sport for so long now, and she richly deserves a great performance here in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, I think she really got British women's rowing really going in 1993 when they got that all-important first gold medal in the lightweight women's 4.
Absolutely, but now the standards moved right on. Now it's in the Olympics, and I tell you, it's a fantastic battle between the Canadians and the Australians. And I mean, they're the ones throwing in the bursts, putting in the pushes, and it's stroke for stroke, and they're really counter-punching each other. But again, those Chinese out in front, just really staying in their rhythm and watching the fight behind.
But the Canadians, both of them in their early 30s, and they're giving the years away to these young Chinese lightweight double scullers, and Canada just about in second place ahead of Australia, but nothing's phasing these two.
No, and they're not actually. And the Canadians, I mean, they are the form crew out of them and the Australians, because they won in Lucerne and the Australian double were fifth. So you'd have to say, if you were putting your money on anyone to get the silver medal at the moment, it would be the Canadians. But Amber Halliday is a great competitor, and she's going to not give up that fight. She loves those contests in the last 500 metres.
So the Chinese once again quickest in the third quarter, 1:44.66. So any questions asked being answered. And on the far side there, a real big burst there from Alexandra Siavu and Chrissy Biskitsi. So they've got some self-belief over in lane one.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess that's why you win a title in the under-23s in the single. You've got to be tough and strong, and they're going to be in the hunt, and they're going to push, and that's very impressive, isn't it? Look at that, David.
Well, they really have put a burst in there, and they're almost up with the Australians and the Canadians in a fight for the bronze medal. Great Britain not making any further progress. It's not going to be their day. Australia now getting the better of Canada, and look at the Greeks go on the far side.
They're up at 40 strokes a minute. I mean, that is very high for this time of the race. Normally you expect that in the last 10 strokes, David.
But they say great things about Alexandra Siavu, that she's special, that she's going to be very special as she goes through her career. And remember, if this is a partnership that can do this at this stage of their relationship, what will they do in 2 years from now? Yeah,
and I think Amber Halliday in Australia is looking and thinking, what are those Greeks doing here? But she's maintaining her length.
And it is the Chinese who get yet another gold medal ahead of Australia, who hold off the fast-finishing Greeks. But what a fantastic bronze medal for Greece, another nation on the roll of honour. So gold to China, silver to Australia, and Greece, well, 2.5 seconds quicker than the Chinese in the last quarter. That's why they have got the bronze medal.